Hi, today I'm gonna talk about the 7 most sustainable leather alternatives material, vegan materials. You can use this material to replace leather in your shoes or in your bag, but now I know all the leather people, they'll jump and will say, no, this is not leather, you cannot call it leather. And they are right. You cannot call it leather, and it's not leather. Doesn't have the specification of leather and doesn't have an important thing that leather have that is called collagen. Collagen is fundamental, and those material doesn't have. Some of these material may be more sustainable than some of the leather, but also the other way around, to help you to make the right choice when you choose your material for your bags and your shoes. Hi, I'm Nicolo Giusti, and I'm the founder of the Sustainable Academy. I decided to do this video because I see a lot of Payable newsletter that they are going to talk about this material like this is the revolution of the fashion industry. They are going to change the world, where they are not going to change that much. Those material are mostly plastics. Most of the material I'm going to show today have a major amount of plastic and a small amount of bio content. That is the innovation that they talk out very loud. The last two material I'm going to talk today, they are actually 100% bio-based. So stay with me until the end and then you will have a nice tip. So the first material I'm going to talk is the first one that came in the market, that is called apple skin. Apple skin is a material that is coming from Italy. The guy I know personally, Hannes Part, he was in our Sustainable Talks channel. He had the idea to take the waste of the apple juice and do something with it. And he started to make it a compound. And then he mixed together with the normal compound made from petrol to make a different plastic that is partially made from apple waste. So you use a waste material instead of burning it, you use to make this material. So it's a pretty good idea. To say that it's sustainable, you need to make a lot of other analysis, like of course the environmental impact of all the production of the material, but also the durability of the material. What is the end of life of the material, because it's a plastic, still it's similar to leather, normal finished leather, and is produced in Italy. So if you want to use this material, I will suggest to have your production near the production location. Don't produce your product in China and ship the material from Italy to China because you think it's more sustainable. It is not more sustainable. It is produced from a company called Mabel. There are several quality available, and you can pick up the one that you like. Make your trial in your product, in your shoes, in your bags before to go into the market, because they are pretty new material and you always need to test your product. The apple skin actually came already for about 4 or 5 years ago in the market. I think Tommy Hilfiger was one of the first using that in about 3 years ago already. The second sustainable vegan material is called Vegea, and again it's still in Italy. We get the grapes. The technology is the same, but instead of using apple waste, we use grape waste. So we take this waste and we make a compound, and then we mix with the petrol-based compound to make a new plastic. If you want to produce somewhere else, like in United States, we go to the third vegan material that is in the market, that is called Deserto. Deserto actually is the same story. It's not using a waste from the food industry, because you have to cut the leaves of a cactus to make this compound. You don't need, of course, to put water to grow a cactus. Cactus grow in a land where nothing else can grow, but still you're not solving the problem of the waste, as Vegea and apple skin are doing. The good thing of Deserto, maybe they have more options, especially for bags, and they have a very good marketing. So you see these two guys going into the desert with this cactus and having fun and making this material, and they are going to change the world. They are not going to change the world. They made a small evolution using the technology that was created, but changing the fruits. Several brands using them. H&M is one of them. H&M actually use also Vegea. Before going ahead to the fourth material, I want to show you how this material look like. It's a material made from 2 different layers. You have the back side of the material. In the shoes, in the bags, you don't see this part. And the back material can be 90% of the time is polyester. If you are lucky, you can search for recycled polyester. Then you can put also cotton, or you can put viscose. to have higher bio-based percentage, because polyester is not bio-based, of course, but cotton is 100% bio-based. Viscose is 100% bio-based. So if you want to reach higher percentage, change the backing with that. That's a good tip. The bad side of it is that it's very expensive to do that. On top of this backing, we put a layer of plastic, of polyurethane, that is mixed with this bio-based content, with grapes or apple waste or cactus. That is this part. Okay, so you see now the section, you see the backing, and you see the top. And the top looks pretty much like leather. I mean, for people that are not leather experts, but often also for leather experts, if you show a finished product made with a material like this, you can trick them. Then we move back to Europe. We go in Turkey. In Turkey, you have another material that is same as the other one, that is called Oleatex. Oleatex is a little bit smaller scale. I think they are still a startup. All of this company that I mentioned, they are pretty much startups. So be careful, because maybe they don't know how big brand work. They may not know how the specification of the material should be for your product. So make always your test, make always your trial. Oleatex use olive oil waste to make the compound and to make the material. Maybe you still have less choices, but yeah, if you produce in Turkey your product, that could be a good alternative to be near shore and to don't ship the material all around the world. Then we go to the fifth material, and I promise you is the last one, that is a plastic. And the fifth material is called BioVeg. BioVeg is from Coronet. Okay, here one good and one bad side. I will start from the bad side. Is not using an agricultural waste, is not using cactus, but is using corn that is made in land that are not competing with the food industry, and that is good, but it's still a material that you have to grow and take it and use it to make this compound. The good thing of Coronet is that it's a company that is there since more than 60 years. So they have a lot of experience, they know how to make the material, and they work with the main major brand, you can name it. They know the specification of the brand. They know the specification you need to make a bag, to make a shoes, so you can trust them a little bit more. Of course, make always your test. Every product is different. Another good thing of Coronet is that they have the headquarters in Italy. They have their production in Italy, but also they have their production in Asia, in China and Vietnam. And for this material, they produce in Vietnam. So it's the first and only material, bio-based material at that level that you can buy in Asia. So if you have your production in China or in Vietnam, then it's a very good alternative to use. And for a reasonable price, I have to say. For sure, cheaper than buy in Europe and ship it to Asia. And also, being such a big company, working with such a big brands, they also are pretty much in the spotlight from the brands. They have a life cycle assessment to measure the impact of this material. If you go in their website, you can check all the numbers and see what is the impact of using this material versus 100% polyurethane. They have also viscose backing that allow them to get to the highest percentage of bio-based of all these material that I mentioned until now. I think they can get to 74-75% of bio-based content. The CEO of Coronet was our first talk of Sustainable Talks with NNN. You can check it out here. I will put the video if you want to see what Jarno was doing. Before to go to the last two materials, I want to mention something small about price. I cannot disclose the price, and you need to check with the supplier the price. But all the material that I mentioned until now, they are more or less in the same price range. They are most of them cheaper than leather, not much cheaper, and of course depend on the leather that you are using. But most of them can be cheaper because you cut everything. It's not an animal where you have a lot of scratch, a lot of veins, so you have a lot of wastage, but they come in roll. In roll, you can cut everything, is more efficient, and so on. Watch out with the factory, because the factory always trick you with the consumption of this type of materials. It's not always cheaper than leather, because if you use a polyester backing, yeah, it's easily cheaper than leather. But if you use a viscose backing or a cotton backing, then leather can be cheaper, but the quality of the material is also higher. So find your balance on that. Of course, you have to consider that when you have a lot of marketing behind, you have to pay that marketing. You can use that marketing, because you use to promote the material. You don't have to do nothing because they made the marketing for you, basically. So it's an advantage somehow for you, but then of course you pay. Nothing is for free in the business, right? Last two materials that I want to share with you, they are 100% bio-based. And the first one is coming from US, from a company called Natural Fiber Welding, and it's called Mirum. Mirum is a similar aesthetic of the material I showed you before, and it's a mix of different structural ingredients. The recipe, of course, is secret. There's some rubber, maybe there is some corn, maybe there is other things, but it's tested by USDA to be 100% bio-based. Make your trial, make your shoes, make your bag. It is a delicate material, more delicate than the other one, but of course it always depends how you use it. If you want to put a cotton backing, then maybe it's more resistant. Don't put a polyester backing, otherwise you don't have any more of 100% bio-based material, right? Maybe you can put a viscose backing. I think this is a great evolution because you really take off all the petrol base. So great material, great innovation, great job, guys, 100%. And actually this company, Natural Fiber Welding, they get a fund of 175 million in the last 9 rounds. So it's a company that has a good base behind it, but of course it's also a company that need to sell the product and need to scale up the product and be an innovation, be the first one to be 100%. That is not cheap. They partner with the Veshin factory from Joy Pringle. Joy Pringle was another of our guests in Sustainable Talks with NNN, ex-vegan activist, still vegan but not activist anymore. It was a great talk because he talked about veganism and fashion. They're not really matching things, but check out the talk if you want to hear more about him. The last material I'm going to share is the Hyphalite. Hyphalite is 100% bio-based material, USDA certified as Mirum. Of course, the recipe again is secret, but in their structural ingredient, there is mushroom. So they use mushroom waste, so food waste, to make the kind of a compound, and they use other structural ingredient, I think like rubber, natural rubber, viscose like a backing, but you can check their website. They talk pretty openly about that. And the cool things is the first material that is being produced from a tannery. So tannery that make leather said, look, leather is gonna always be there, but we see that the people will be interested to new material, to different material, and so we need to invest in innovation. Well, the tannery is called ISA Tantec, and this project is called COSPS, and basically they say we need to provide for the future a different type of material. Leather will not be the only material out there. The good thing is that it goes along with the leather price, can do the job of leather in terms of price positioning, not in terms of specification. It doesn't have collagen. So leather is leather, guys. The durability of the leather, it's not something easy to replace with this type of material. So good material to use. Nice aspect because it's different than also leather, so it's not trying to imitate leather. This is made in Vietnam, so if you have production in Asia, that's a good material to use. Several companies already start to use it. I think Camper was one of the first that used it. Actually, I was very surprised. They came up already last year with both this material, Hyphalite and the Mirum. They may have done very small production because the price and the innovation you need to test with a small production, but they were really brave to use all of them. Nobody talks about Camper, but I have to say they did a really job with that. And to conclude, I mean, this tannery, I think you will see in the next video, because I'm gonna talk about the 7 most sustainable leather, and ISA Tantec is for sure one of the best tannery in the world that really focus since long time, not really in sustainability, but in efficiency, in production efficiency. And production efficiency, guess what it means? Sustainability. Because it means you use less water, less energy, and less chemicals. So at the end, that is sustainability. If you like this video and you want to learn more about those materials, join the Sustainable Academy. Check it out in sustainableacademy.org. I'm reopening the subscription these days. There are limited availability, 25 seats for the free onboard version and few other seats for the premium version. Check it out immediately and sign up if you want to be part of that.